Yo, what's good, everybody? We got another Beers with Barton. It is Tuesday. It's April 5th. It's 2022. A little different location than normal. Hanging out in the man cave, the garage. As you can see, fully finished now. Got that done. Painted. Anyways, well, we all know what happened last night. Really not much to say. Carolina started a little slow. I think they were down 7-0. And ended up kind of battling back. Was tied at 22 at one point. Then they went on a 16-0 run. They were up 38-22 and then 40-25 at halftime. They just looked better and faster. Their defense was great. Carolina is nowhere as deep as Kansas. They pretty much play, the five starters always average about 32 to 36 minutes. And then they really only play one, maybe two bench guys. Kind of wondering at what point that was going to catch up with them. Well, it did. Kansas came out like gangbusters in the second half and kind of punched them in the mouth. I think they had it down to 9 within like a minute, and they had it down to 6 within 2, and then they just kept battling. Kansas did. And all of a sudden, it was tied, and then I think they took the lead, and they were kind of leading for most part of the second half of the second half. And then Carolina kept battling until the end. They're actually winning 69-68 with about a minute left. But Kansas' big guy made 2 like jump hooks over Baycott. Made the first one. It was 70-69. And then Baycott got a good look. His leg kind of gave out. He had a busted up right ankle. Travel, turnover. They go down and score again at 72-69 with about 20 seconds. Don't make the 3. Kansas gets the ball. And luckily on the inbound pass, the Kansas guy steps out of bounds. So 4.3 left. I read that Davis had a play for Manic on like a back screen. He slipped and fell. Story of the night. Caleb Love had earlier. Puff Johnson, Cam Johnson's younger brother, actually fell earlier and threw up because he got hit in the stomach in the second half. And so kind of through the playoffs, so Caleb Love got at the top of the key, made a couple moves, and he had like a step back, like long 3 that was pretty far to the left. I think it grazed the rim, and that was it. Game over, 72-69. Kansas won. Biggest comeback ever in national game history. Felt a little bit like the 49ers Super Bowl a couple years ago when they were up 11 with 8 minutes left and ended up losing by 10. Sports gods have been a little rough to me lately, but what a great year. A couple weeks ago, they were considered a bubble team. They've been blown out by a ton of teams. They ended up beating Duke, final game of the regular season. That was great, 94-81. Coach K's last game at Cameron, and then they get in as an 8 seed and blow out Marquette, beat Baylor, that epic game, beat UCLA down to the wire, and then got St. Peter's and won, and actually was beating Kansas by 15. So what a year. I think a lot of those guys will leave. Baycott's a junior. Love and Davis are both sophomores. I think Love will definitely leave. He tried last year. And then Brady Manick's a grad senior transfer, so he's definitely leaving. So anyways, kind of a crazy game. Brutal. Didn't end until almost midnight. And then, obviously I kind of a little bit in disbelief, stayed up late. And today was a long day. But it is what it is. What a great season. And win, lose, or tie, Tar Heel till I die. So I'm going to be out here self-medicating myself in the man cave, enjoying a nice cigar on this rainy day, and drinking a beer. So I do have a good beer. Grab some beers at Total Wine. This one is Pulp Prescription. I think it's pretty perfect for today. I definitely need a prescription. This one is dosage 1 pint taken orally, 7% ABV. Directions for use: sip passionately, repeat as needed. This is made by Suffolk Punch. No doctors were consulted in the making of this beer, but they did drink some. So it's pretty cool. It's a New England IPA, and gonna have a couple of these tonight and reminisce on the fantastic year. And God, that was an absolute crap pour. Reminisce on the fantastic year, and things never look the same. Teams leave and all that stuff. But beating Duke twice, beating UCLA, beating Baylor, and leading Kansas by 15 at the half. And blowing out Marquette a couple weeks ago in the first game, and then St. Peter. So hey, great year, tough loss. Sometimes now that it's over, I almost wish they just kind of got beat, somewhat competitive and lost. You're like, hey, the better team won, which I do think the better team did win. Kansas is amazing. First time I've watched a full game of theirs. I didn't even watch the full Final Four game, but they blasted Villanova. So they're the best team. They were probably the best team in 2020 when there was no tournament because of COVID. And then last year, I forget, they got upset by someone, but they were kind of favored. So I guess kind of a cool story for them, whatever. But 21 Final Fours for Carolina, that's a record, and not bad for a first-year coach, Hubert Davis, that some people weren't even sure if he should be the coach. So cheers to Carolina. Cheers to the great year. Wish it would end a little bit differently. They had a shot, but I enjoyed it. And now I guess I get ready for baseball season. And NBA I don't really care about. Hockey, the Sharks won't make the playoffs. Charlotte FC football has been pretty cool. And then obviously football season. Hopefully the Niners will be back again. And Super Bowl loss. NFC Championship loss, Carolina National Championship loss. Last couple of years has not been great, so maybe one of my teams will snag something. All right, guys. Cheers. Get rid of that foam. Maybe this next pour will be a halfway decent one. We shall see. All right, guys, that's it. I did have a good joggers for loggers last night. Got a couple miles in, hung out with some friends, got some pizza, drank some beers, and then did enjoy the game. First half was great. Second half, not so much. But again, great year. I enjoyed it as a Carolina fan, what they were able to accomplish. So cheers to that team. 2021, 2022, Hubert Davis' first year. The new era begins pretty excitingly in Chapel Hill. Cheers. All right, everyone. That's it. That's it for me today. Like I said, I'm just going to sit out here, enjoy my stove. It's the Barton tailgate bar. It's one of my favorite places to be. Jess is going to take Michaela to dance here in a bit. And then Jess and I will hopefully get to catch up. It's been busy. And maybe grab dinner or something before we pick up Michaela from dance. So, Carolina, this was a fun year. A lot of ups and downs. Didn't think it was that good of a team. But this ride, excuse me, we didn't even know it was possible. Was pretty fun to watch. And he came up 3 points and a shot or two short. But, man, fantastic. All right, everyone. Until next time. Go Heels. Adeuces.